The forest path. It was late evening, and the forest was quiet. The sun had already gone down, and only a soft blue light touched the tops of the trees. The air was cool, and every step on the dry leaves made a lonely sound. Anna walked slowly on the narrow path. She held her sweater close to her chest. Her heart was heavy because she knew what was coming. Mark walked next to her, silent. He was tall, his face pale in the fading light. They had been together for 3 years, and now this was the end. The forest was their special place. They used to come here often, laughing, holding hands, telling dreams. Anna remembered summer evenings, when the sun was warm and fireflies danced around them. She remembered the first kiss near the old oak tree, the place that always felt safe. But tonight, the forest felt different. The shadows were longer, and the silence was too deep. Mark stopped. "Anna," he said softly, "we can't go on like this." Her hands shook. She wanted to cry, but her eyes were dry. "I know," she whispered. "I feel it too." They stood together, but it felt like they were far apart. The forest seemed to listen. A bird cried somewhere in the dark, and then it was quiet again. Anna tried to smile, but her lips trembled. "Do you remember," she said, "the night we stayed here until midnight? We were so scared, but we held each other, and it was fine." Mark looked at her. His eyes were kind, but sad. "I remember. That was the happiest night. But we are different now. Life is pushing us in different ways." The wind moved through the branches, and Anna felt cold. She wished she could turn back time, return to that night, to that kiss under the oak. But time only went forward. They started walking again, deeper into the forest. The path grew darker, and the trees looked like tall shadows. Anna's steps felt heavy. She wanted to hold Mark's hand, but she did not. She knew if she touched him, it would hurt even more to let go. "Mark," she said after a long silence, "will you remember me?" He stopped again, and for a moment his hand moved, almost reaching for hers. "Always," he said, "you are a part of me. Even if we walk different paths, I will carry you." Her throat closed. Tears finally filled her eyes. She looked around. The forest felt alive, almost breathing. The leaves moved as if they were whispering goodbye, too. They reached the old oak tree. It stood tall, dark, and silent. Anna touched its rough bark. It felt cold under her fingers. "This is where it began," she said, "and maybe this is where it ends." Mark nodded. His face was hard to see in the shadows. Yes. Here they stood in silence. The night grew deeper. Somewhere far away, a branch broke with a sharp sound, and Anna felt a shiver. She thought she saw something move in the dark, but when she looked again, there was nothing. Mark looked at her for the last time. "Goodbye, Anna." "Goodbye," she whispered. He turned and started walking away. His steps faded into the forest. Anna stood by the oak tree, alone, listening to the silence. The forest seemed to close around her. She felt like the trees were watching, waiting. Her heart ached. She pressed her hand to the tree, breathing slowly, trying not to cry too loud. But then, she heard it. A soft voice, not Mark's, not her own. A whisper from the shadows. "You are not alone?" Anna froze. The night suddenly felt colder. The forest was no longer just a memory of love. It was something else, something she did not understand. Anna did not move. Her back pressed against the oak tree, her heart beating fast. The whisper was quiet, almost like the wind, but it was not the wind. "You are not alone." She looked around. The forest was still dark, and Mark was gone. Only silence. Only shadows. "Mark?" she said in a trembling voice, but she knew he could not hear her. He was far away now. Again the whisper came. "Anna." She felt cold all over. Her hands shook. The voice was soft, almost gentle, but it made her skin crawl. "Who is there?" she asked. No answer, only the sound of leaves moving. Anna wanted to run, but her legs felt heavy. Instead, she closed her eyes and tried to breathe. Maybe it was only her imagination. Maybe her mind was playing tricks because of the pain in her heart. But when she opened her eyes, she saw something. A shadow moved between the trees. Tall, thin, darker than the night around it. Anna gasped. She took a step back, but there was nowhere to go. The oak tree stood behind her, the forest in front. "Why are you afraid?" the whisper asked again. It was closer now. "I am here, with you." Her chest hurt. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. Then suddenly, the shadow was gone. The path was empty again. The forest was silent. Only Anna's breath filled the air. She pressed her hands to her face. "It's nothing," she whispered to herself. "I am tired. I am sad. That's all. Just tired." But deep inside, she knew the forest was different tonight. Something was here. Something that had been waiting. She started walking, slowly, carefully, following the path back. Her shoes crunched the leaves. Every sound felt too loud. She thought of Mark. She wanted to call him back to ask him not to leave her. But it was too late. He was gone, and maybe, she thought, maybe it was better. If something strange was in the forest, she wanted him safe. The path twisted between tall trees. The moonlight touched the ground in silver spots. Anna's shadow followed her, thin and broken. Suddenly she stopped. There were footsteps behind her. Soft, quiet, but real. She turned quickly. "Mark?" she asked again, her voice shaking. No one was there. Only the trees. Only the silence. Her throat was dry. She wanted to believe it was her own steps echoing, but her heart told her the truth. She was not alone. The whisper came again, right next to her ear. "Do not cry. I will stay with you." Anna gasped and ran. Her feet hit the ground fast, her breath sharp in her chest. Branches touched her arms, scratched her skin. She ran until she reached a small clearing where the moonlight was bright. She stopped there, trembling, her hands on her knees. She looked around. The clearing was empty, silent. The whisper was gone. Slowly, very slowly, she sat down on the grass. Tears filled her eyes. She felt broken, lost. Her heart was full of pain from Mark's goodbye. But now, another fear was inside her. Something invisible, something she could not understand. Anna lay down on the cold grass. The stars shone above her. She closed her eyes, and in the silence of the forest, she thought she felt it again. A presence, standing close, watching. And in a strange way, even though it was frightening, she did not feel completely alone anymore. Anna woke up with a start. She had not planned to fall asleep, but the soft grass and the quiet night had pulled her into dreams. The forest was darker now. The moon was high, but the trees blocked most of its light. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she remembered. The breakup. Mark's goodbye. The whisper. Her heart began to beat faster. She sat up, listening. The clearing was still, but she felt something in the air. A strange weight, like eyes watching her. "Hello?" she called softly. Her voice sounded small, almost broken. No answer. Anna wrapped her sweater tighter around herself. She wanted to leave, but at the same time, something inside her told her to stay. It was as if the forest itself did not want her to go yet. She stood slowly and walked to the edge of the clearing. The trees stood like dark walls around her. When she touched one, its bark felt cold and wet, like stone in the rain. And then she heard it again. Anna. The whisper was not angry, not cruel. It was calm, almost loving. A voice that knew her name, that wanted her to listen. Her body froze. "Who are you?" she whispered back. Silence. She tried again. "What do you want from me?" This time the whisper answered, "I want to stay. You are sad. You are alone, but you don't have to be." Anna's lips trembled. The words touched her heart because they were true. She was alone now. Mark was gone. The future she had dreamed of was broken. And here in the forest, her sadness was too heavy, but fear was also in her chest. This voice was not Mark. This was something else, something she did not understand. She closed her eyes. "I don't know who you are," she said. "Please leave me alone." The wind moved through the trees, but the whisper was gone. Anna opened her eyes again. The clearing was empty. She felt cold, almost dizzy. She walked back to the center and sat down again, hugging her knees. Memories of Mark came back. His smile, his voice, his hands holding hers under this very sky. She wanted to believe love could last forever, but now forever was broken. Tears ran down her face, and then she felt it. A touch, soft, like air, like the brush of a hand across her hair. She gasped and looked around, but there was no one. Still, the touch was real. Gentle, careful, almost kind. Her breath shook. Why are you here?" she whispered. The answer came, quiet but clear. "Because you called me. Because your heart is broken." I stay with hearts like yours. Anna's whole body trembled. She wanted to run, but she could not move. At the same time, the words filled her with strange warmth. To not be alone, even if it was something from the dark, felt almost like comfort. Anna never saw Mark again. His path went far away, into another life. But the forest did not forget her. Each night, when she returned, the whisper was waiting. It was not Mark's voice, not human at all, but it stayed with her, gentle and cold. She was no longer alone. Love had left her, but in the silent dark, something else had taken its place. Forever.